Mystery solved. Been wondering for years what happened to this fellow right here, and I think we've finally figured it out. Very well-known buck. We watched him for 3 years grow up, and he got to be quite fantastic. In fact, here's a couple of pictures of him from the 2019 season. You can see him there in velvet, more brow tine features than he has here, and just tremendous. In fact, the 10-point that you see in the foreground of this picture right here, we found both of his sheds, and believe it or not, that 10-point scored right at 180, you know, assuming a spread. So that gives you an idea how big this buck was in the 2019 season. And then during 2020, never got a picture of this buck in velvet, disappeared on us, and never saw him again. Then, of course, you've heard me talk about it, August of 2020, Hurricane Laura hit. Blew countless trees down. The deer herd was frankly devastated, and never saw this guy again. Well, I've got loggers working where we used to see this fella, and sure enough, this is what they've come across, and there's simply no doubt in my mind that Hurricane Laura blew a tree down on this fella or something, and one way or the other, Hurricane Laura killed this deer. So I extrapolated this main beam right here, and I made it the same length as this main beam right here. And doing that, even with this buck as dried out as he is, he still scored right at 200. So really kind of cool that we found him. I'm very happy about that, and at least now I know the story. Here's another cool buck. This buck also we saw frequently during the 2020 summer, as characterized by this main beam feature right here. You can see that. It's kind of a neat feature. It's a unique feature to this farm. We seem to have had several bucks on it, but this was a great looking 3-year-old. We were excited about him. Again, saw him several times during the summer and never once saw him during hard antler. Well, again, bulldozer operator was back on the farm clearing up some of the timber, and here he found him. I think there's no doubt in my mind that he's another victim of Hurricane Laura as well. But back to this feature right here. Fascinating feature. First showed up on the farm some years back in a buck we call Rolling Stone. Here's Rolling Stone right here. Rolling Stone was my first 200-inch buck off of the farm. He scored 202 inches on a 16-inch frame, and again characterized by that unique main beam feature. And then after Rolling Stone, this buck right here popped up. Same thing, almost exact same feature. In fact, it's on the exact same size. We call this buck Squiggly Jr. This is a shed antler from him when our best guess was he was 7. We got one more shed antler off of him when he was 8, and then he disappeared, you guessed it, during the 2020 summer. Never saw him again after that, but fascinating that he has that feature. And one last buck, then after that, here's a buck we call Squiggly Jr. Squiggly Jr. Survived Hurricane Laura, and assuming he's still out there now, he'll be a 7-year-old this year, so kind of keen to take a look at him, see what he looks like. Hopefully he shows up. So I think we're starting to break the riddle of how many of the big deer that Hurricane Laura killed. The deer herd was knocked back dramatically, but it's 3 years later now. It's the summer of 2023, and the deer herd is recovering. The woods are recovering. We're doing logging. We're using dozer and straightening the farm out still. So this summer has actually been fantastic. The food plots have been amazing. The red clover is beautiful. The summer plots with cowpeas and buckwheat and sun hemp and sunflowers and everything else are doing great. The chicory looks great. Just been a fantastic year for the food plots. Even now, mid-late summer, the woods are fantastic looking. Granted, with the hurricane blowing all the trees down, it kind of breaks your heart, but now there's just an indescribable undergrowth of greenery underneath them. So been a great year for the deer. I hope to see some recovery and for the farm to get back the way it was. That could be exciting. So with that in mind, next video up will be a video of the farm. I'll take you on a tour of the fruit plots and show you some of the things we're doing. Fascinating. We're trying, as always, to keep pushing the leading edge of both farm management, habitat management, and deer management. So stay tuned. I hope you'll join me on the next video with a tour of the farm. Thanks.